Episode 56 YA September 22nd, 2024. Kyiv residents told to stay inside as air pollution blankets Ukraine capital. In Episode 56 YA, 1 United States, 2 Arizona, 3 California, 4 Connecticut, 5 District of Columbia, 6 Georgia, 7 Indiana, 8 Louisiana, 9 Maine Heat Pump Rebates, 10 Minnesota, 11 North Carolina, 12 Ohio, 13 Oregon, 14 Pennsylvania, 15 Rhode Island Heat Pump Rebates, 16 Texas, 17 Washington, 18 Canada, 19 Australia, 20 Ireland, 21 United Kingdom including Scotland, 22 Europe, 23 Portugal, 24 Germany, 25 Ukraine. Kyiv residents told to stay inside as air pollution blankets Ukraine. 26 China, 27 India, 28 heat pump rebates generally and in the United States and the United Kingdom. 29 PM2.5 and Human Health. 30 PurpleAir your Particulate matter handbook. Main content. 1A United States. RAWSEP View This is good news if this United States interest rate cut increases the use of clean renewables such as wind and solar. This is bad news if this United States interest rate cut increases the use of the dirty polluting renewable biomass wood burning. Wood burning emits 2.8 times the CO2 and PM2.5 as the fossil fuel coal burning. In this article, it is not explained to the satisfaction of the layman why an increase in interest rates increases the cost of producing renewable energy at twice the rate as an interest rate hikes the cost of producing energy from a non-renewable conventional power plant. From the article Heatmap Newsletter. Economy. What the jumbo Fed cut means for renewables. Let's run some numbers. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity and relationship to residents against wood smoke emission particulates of 501c3 nonprofit organization. September 18, 2024. Renewable energy just became a much more enticing investment. That's thanks to the Federal Reserve, which announced today that it would reduce the benchmark federal funds rate by half a percentage point from just over 5% to just below. It's the beginning of an unwinding of years of high interest rates that have weighed on the global economy and especially renewable energy. The Federal Reserve's economic projections also indicated that the federal funds rate could fall another half point by the end of the year and a full point in 2025. Mackenzie estimates that a 2% increase in interest rates pushes up the cost of energy produced by a renewables project by around 20% compared to just over 10% for conventional power plants. 1B United States. The latest PM2.5 Phobia Wildfire Smoke. RAWSEP View This article headline mocks the realistic human fear of air pollution from wildfire, wood burning smoke. Wood burning is 90% PM2.5 particulate matter of 2.5 micrometer size, the perfect size to infiltrate the human lung, setting off a cascade of human health problems and early deaths. This mocking headline is odd coming from an organization which perhaps misleadingly named itself the American Council on Science and Health. From the article, American Council on Science and Health. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity and relationship to residents against wood smoke emission particulates of 501c3 nonprofit organization. Gould was also the lead author of a 2024 comprehensive review of the health effects of wildfire fine particles, denoted PM2.5. The review provides Montrose conducted experiments on asthmatic children exposed to indoor woodburning with or without indoor air filtration. They concluded that 1C United States. Inside Climate News Newsletter. Republican support for the IRA is growing. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity and relationship to residents against wood smoke emission particulates of 501c3 nonprofit organization. September 19, 2024. House Republicans increasingly recognize that scrapping all the energy tax credits in the Inflation Reduction Act could be politically unpopular. ENE News. 17 House Republicans signed a letter in August urging House Speaker Mike Johnson to preserve the credits in any tax bill he may pursue next year. The Republicans don't want to jeopardize investments that have taken place or may be coming to their districts. 1D United States. Inside Climate News Newsletter. Shuttered U.S. nuclear sites could be repowered. The sites of operating or recently retired U.S. nuclear power plants could support up to 95 gigawatts of new capacity from newly built reactors. RAWSEP View nuclear power is a danger because humans have proven through nuclear power plant accidents, and recently nuclear power has been reinforced as more of a danger than a help by Putin seizing a Ukraine nuclear power plant as a hostage and a threat of beginning nuclear contamination as a tool of war. The danger of nuclear power plant proliferation with its accidents and potential to be held hostage during wars outweighs any mistakenly perceived benefit. The clean alternatives to industrial wood burning are wind and solar, which have also become increasingly cheaper to use in 2024. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity and relationship to residents against wood smoke emission particulates of 501c3 nonprofit organization. September 19, 2024. According to a report from the Department of Energy, the report also looked at the possibility of using current or former coal plant sites as locations to develop nuclear plants, as Brian Martucci reports for Utility Dive. 1 United States. Inside Climate News Newsletter. Tesla superchargers finally open to the General Motors electric vehicles EVs. RAWSEP View electric vehicles and the clean alternatives to indoor residential wood burning, such as heat pumps that work down to 40 degrees below zero, double as air conditioners, and lower monthly electricity bills, immediately are linked in that both reduce PM2.5 and CO2 emissions. Solar and wind in the future can power an electric grid that powers both electric vehicles and heat pumps even in rural areas. The Biden administration has recently announced $7.2 billion for improving electrification to rural areas by funneling the funds through rural cooperatives such as Dairyland Power in Wisconsin, which received over $500,000. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity and relationship to residents against wood smoke emission particulates of 501c3 nonprofit organization. September 19, 2024. General Motors and Tesla have now opened about 18,000 chargers in the United States and Canada to Cadillac, Chevrolet, and GMC vehicles, as Mac Hogan reports for Inside EVs. This follows the opening of the Tesla supercharger network last week to Ford and Rivian vehicles. Customers will need to get adapter hardware to be able to use the chargers. This is a major expansion of the charging infrastructure accessible for those brands. 2 Arizona. RAWSEP View hopefully wood stoves will be replaced by the clean alternative of heat pumps. Do not replace wood-burning stoves with other wood-burning stoves. Don't burn wood to begin with. From the article, Mariposa County Health and Human Services now accepting applications for the wood smoke. Sierra Sun Times. Wood-burning stoves, fireplace inserts, or fireplaces used as a primary source of heat with a cleaner burning and more efficient heating device. Arizona. AZ Community Science Alliance ADEQ. These areas must also have air quality forecasts for ozone PM10 dust and PM2.5 smoke soot in Arizona. 3. California. Articles sorted by publisher. California. C. Canary Media. California's new rules will boost heat pumps in Canary Media. The new building code adopted by the California Energy Commission will also promote heat pumps in new homes, but it falls short on existing ones. M. Merced Sunstar. Breaking Sage Avenue wood fire reported in Riverside County on September 20th. Merced Sunstar. Sage Avenue wood fire has been burning on private land. There is no update on the containment progress of the fire and its cause remains unknown. C. County of San Mateo. RAWSEP View This is not the answer to air pollution. Just don't burn wood to begin with. From the article. Buy firewood where you burn and protect the forests you love. County of San Mateo, California. San Mateo County. When you bring firewood from outside the park to your campsite, you may also be transporting invasive pests or diseases that can harm the park. In Newsweek. Stay indoors. California residents remain under siege as wildfires burn. Newsweek. Smoke from the huge blazes is polluting the air in southern. Avoid burning wood in your fireplace or fire pit and minimize sources of T. The Timber Jay. Wood Lake fire prompts several closures in BWCAW. The Timber Jay. Smoke rose from the Wood Lake fire in this September 14th photo. USFS photo. Posted Thursday, September 19th, 2024, 8:34 a.m. For Connecticut. New Haven. We have beef with the name heat pump. Yale Climate Connections. Your editors talk about why we love heat pumps, and we try to come up with a better name for this magical heating and cooling device. 5. District of Columbia. Fact check. Are heat pumps the solution to heat waves? Energy in Depth. DC also has separate ratepayer-funded heat pump rebates, which if I had bought a more efficient model, that DC rebate would have been twice as. 6. Georgia. Georgia Power looks to Port Wentworth facility for energy from burning biomass. Savannah Morning News. Combustion of wood and other biofuels results in the unwarranted release of destructive heat-trapping gases that compound the dangerous trends of Georgia. Georgia Power will burn more biomass from regulator approval. Columbus Ledger Inquirer. RAWSEP View This new wood burning approval in Georgia is bad news for human health. From the article. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity in relationship to residents against wood smoke emission Particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Georgia regulators approve Georgia Power's request to burn wood for fuel. At what cost? A drone shot of the Georgia PSC gives final approval to biomass projects. Rough draft. Atlanta. State energy regulators Tuesday approved a plan by Georgia Power to buy about 80 megawatts of electricity generated by burning wood chips at a cost. State regulators approved Georgia Power biomass plans despite concerns over cost. Georgia Recorder. Georgia regulators have signed off on a controversial Georgia Power plan to build new biomass power plants that will burn wood pellets and other. 7. Indiana Logansport. EMA exercise caution when burning outdoors. Yahoo News. Only burn items allowable under Indiana Code: clean wood, paper, yard waste, charcoal. Do not burn prohibited items: trash, chemicals, tires. 8. Louisiana. Company plans to turn garbage and wood into biofuels at $1.35 billion Louisiana plant. RAWSEP View This new wood burning approval in Louisiana is bad news for human health. From the article. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity in relationship to residents against wood smoke emission Particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Louisiana Illuminator. A Toronto company wants to build a facility in Louisiana that would burn wood and garbage to produce what it considers renewable biofuels. The company plans to turn garbage and wood into biofuels at $1.35 billion Louisiana plant. Yahoo. A Toronto-based energy company announced plans Tuesday for a new facility in Louisiana that would burn wood and garbage to produce what it. 9. Maine and heat pump rebates rolled out this week. Articles sorted by publisher. A. ACHR News. Maine now offers IRA's electrification rebates. ACHR News. ACHR News. Efficiency Maine is now using HERE funding to offer rebates to low-income owners of manufactured homes and to affordable multifamily construction. A. AOL.DOM Maine. Heat pump rebates and Republican opposition. Republican governors launch effort to fight clean energy mandates. AOL.com. Granholm Governor Mills roll out new heat pump rebates for low-income households. She emphasized that none of the rebate programs are required. B. Bangor Daily News. Maine. A $36 million heat pump rebate program is coming to Maine. Bangor Daily News. Maine doesn't expect to be able to provide aid to all this year's qualified applicants due to increased demand and diminishing funding. Maine. Winter heating aid may be hard to get in Maine. Here's what you can do instead. Bangor Daily News. Efficiency Maine administers a heat pump rebate program for all Mainers who want to use heat pumps as their primary heating source. The rebate you. B. Biden administration. Maine. Biden-Harris administration announces Maine's launch of first phase of federal home. Department of Energy. Eligible Maine households can use the federal home energy rebate programs to save money on energy-efficient upgrades. F. Fox 23 Maine. Maine. Home energy rebates program to launch in Maine. Fox 23 Maine. Multifamily new construction projects of 24 dwelling units or more can get up to an $8,000 rebate per dwelling unit for heat pumps. There's a new federal program coming to Maine that aims to help lower utility bills while also helping the environment. M. Maine.government. Maine. Governor Mills and U.S. Energy Secretary Granholm announced new home energy. Maine.gov million federal grant will support heat pump rebates for income-eligible Maine residents in multifamily and manufactured homes keeping homes. Million federal grant will support heat pump rebates for income-eligible Maine residents in multifamily and manufactured homes keeping homes. Bringing down energy costs for Maine people. Office of Governor Janet T. Mills. Maine. Gov. HERE rebates administered by Efficiency Maine Trust will cover between 85 and 100% of the cost of installing heat pumps in low income. Bringing down energy costs for Maine people. Office of Governor Janet T. Mills. Maine.gov I pledge to change that in part by helping Maine people transition to heat pumps instead of costly, inefficient, harmful heating oil. Hi, the Maine Monitor. Maine's new $36 million home energy rebate program, the Maine Monitor. A heat pump is seen on the side of a home in Aroostook County near Mars Hill. Maine Morning Star. Maine. U.S. Secretary Granholm Governor Mills roll out new heat pump rebates for low-income households. Maine Morning Star. While in office, Mills has encouraged the transition to heat pumps, setting a goal in 2019 of installing 100,000 heat pumps by 2025. That goal was met. U.S. Secretary Granholm Governor Mills roll out new heat pump rebates for low-income households. Maine Morning Star. U.S. Secretary of Energy Jennifer Granholm and Maine Governor Janet Mills announced a $36 million grant through the Federal Inflation Reduction Act to Maine Public. Maine. Governor Mills' U.S. Energy Secretary announced new $36 million home efficiency rebate program. Maine Public. The money from the Federal Inflation Reduction Act will help income-eligible mobile homeowners and affordable housing developers purchase and the Portland Press Herald. Maine Portland. Letter a word of caution on heat pumps. The Portland Press Herald. While we like our heat pump, without reliable electrical service, they require more attention than an oil furnace. If heat pumps are the way to heat. 10 Minnesota. Inside Climate News Newsletter. A polluting coal-fired power plant found the key to solving a clean energy challenge. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity in relationship to residents against wood smoke emission Particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. September 19, 2024. The shutdown of a coal-fired power plant in Minnesota has allowed for the fast development of a solar array because the new project is able to use the coal plant's grid connection and avoid years of waiting for a new connection, as Ella Nilsson and Bill Weir report for CNN. The experience in Becker, Minnesota shows a potential shortcut for new projects that could be set up near ones that are going offline and use some of their infrastructure. 11. North Carolina. Seed grants tackle key environmental health challenges. UNC Gilling School of Global Public Health. Wood burning stoves for heat and or cooking. Though the practice is widespread, there is a paucity of evidence related to what chemicals wood burning. 12. Ohio. Warren County added to Ohio's open burn ban as drought conditions continue. MSN. Burning weeds in the fields is one of the causes of pollution. Smoke. 9 reasons you should avoid a wood-burning fireplace. AZ. 13. Oregon Longview. Company fined for starting biomass plant construction in Longview without permits. Oregon Live. Pellet combustion also releases harmful pollutants such as volatile organic compounds and small particulate matter, or PM2.5, which can deteriorate. 14. Pennsylvania. Heat pump maintenance in Pennsylvania. The importance of having your heat pump cleaned from Mount Union Lumber and Supply. WEAJ. Heating, or vice versa. Dwight says the majority of Mull's heat pump sales are devoted to customers who are looking to cool their home. Many older. 15. Rhode Island and heat pump rebates rolled out this week. Articles sorted by publisher. ACHR News. Rhode Island opens its IRA electrification rebate program. ACHR News. The state has an existing rebate program for heat pumps and heat pump water heaters, the Clean Heat RI program. Rhode Island plans to make the Providence Journal. Rhode Island. RI launches here energy efficiency rebate program, the Providence Journal. Eligible residents will be able to save up on new electrical panels, electrical wiring, and some Energy Star certified appliances. 16. Texas. Heat pump rebates in Texas. I dreamed I was replacing people's air conditioners. Speaking with heat pump. Deceleration.news. Marisol Cortez. Deceleration. Tell me some of the history of the heat pump project, the story of how it came about. Debbie Ponce. Public Citizen win. 17. Washington. The Jolt News. Have an old wood stove? Agency pushes to destroy or replace them. The Jolt News. Olympic Region Clean Air Agency in Washington State offers financial incentives to those willing to ditch or replace wood stoves. A wood-burning stove and basket of cut. Washington. Tumwater. Heat pump rebates. Electrification rebate program coming to Tumwater, but first city must nail down details. The Jolt News. This is an example of the outside component of a mini-split heat pump system. Washington. Olympic National Forest rescinds temporary fire restrictions. Grays Harbor Talk. Fire regulations. Campfires and wood-burning camp stoves are only allowed below the 3,500-foot elevation. All campfires must be extinguished before. 18. Canada, British Columbia. Kamloops. Red Bridge in Kamloops, BC, destroyed by fire. CBC News. I looked out my window and I could see 2 smoke plumes. Wood said. All the wood fell into the river, still on fire. There was a big Canada, British Columbia, Naramata. BC wildfire planning burns over fall-winter near Naramata. Penticton News. Castanet.net. BC Wildfire Service will be burning approximately 150 piles of wood debris east of Naramata throughout the fall and winter, which may put up smoke. 19. Australia, Tasmania. Circular Head. Success at Science Fair. Local news and photos around the Circular Head region. Juan Pryor was awarded the desired title of Young Scientist of the Year for his groundbreaking research on the use of wood smoke as an antimicrobial. Australia. The summer countdown is ticking towards increased loads of tiny, unsafe airborne. News Hub. MediaNet. PM2.5 of these particles, less than 2.5 micrometers in diameter, also known as fine particles, or PM2.5, pose the greatest risk to health. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity in relationship to residents against wood smoke emission Particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. The summer countdown is ticking towards increased loads of tiny, unsafe airborne particulates in our built and work environments. September 19, 2024. Boone, Edom, Australia. The familiar whiff of smoke from bushfire reduction burn-offs is sending a signal to building and business operators around Australia to prepare for a new normal of more airborne hazards affecting our built environment and workplaces this spring and summer. Large parts of Queensland and the Northern Territory, the southwest of Victoria and southeast of South Australia, have been warned by the National Council for Fire and Emergency Services, formerly the Australasian Fire and Emergency Service Authorities Council, or AFAC, to expect increased risk in the months ahead. New South Wales NSW also reports buildups of fuel such as dried grass leaves, twigs, and dead branches that contribute to risks of outbreaks that can be hard to control once they take hold. Fires such as these send clouds of smokes containing toxic particulates into the growing urban centers of Australia, the most fire-prone country on Earth, where we now have 45,000 to 60,000 in a normal year. What are the harmful effects of PM? Particulate matter contains microscopic solids, or liquid droplets that are so small that they can be inhaled and cause serious health problems. The EPA notes that fine particles are also the main cause of reduced visibility haze in treasured national parks and wilderness areas, which incidentally is where much of the bushfire smoke in Australia emerged when our capitals were blanketed with it just a few years ago. How can people protect themselves against PM? Thanks to the EPA, people in the U.S. can use air quality alerts, Air Now alerts, to protect themselves and others when PM reaches harmful levels. Every day, the Air Quality Index AQI tells inquirers how clean or polluted their outdoor air is, along with associated health effects that may be of concern. The AQI translates air quality data into numbers and colors that help people understand when to take action to protect their health. That's how seriously they take it. Here in Australia, all levels of government play a role in managing the country's air quality. The Australian government works with states and territories to improve air quality and reduce people's exposure to air pollution under the National Clean Air Agreement. 20 Ireland. Live in Cork. Cork is the 15th cleanest city in Europe. We are Cork. Particulate matter in the air we breathe. In Ireland, PM2.5 primarily originates from solid fuel burning and to a lesser extent road traffic. 21A. United Kingdom pediatricians call for wood stove ban. Articles sorted by publisher. A. Air quality news. United Kingdom. Pediatricians take aim at wood burners. Air quality news. Tellingly, amongst the talk of volatile organic compounds, damp, and poor ventilation, domestic wood burning was never mentioned. In the new statement, be the British Medical Journal BMJ. United Kingdom. UK must act to protect children from risks of air pollution, say pediatricians. The BMJ. Particulate matter PM2.5 and nitrogen dioxide. PM2.5 can be breathed deep into the lungs and absorbed into the bloodstream, affecting children's. Daily Express. Doctors warn popular household feature should be banned to protect children. Daily Express. Wood burning stove. Top doctors have issued a stark warning over the dangers of wood. Daily Mail. United Kingdom. Top pediatricians call for ban on invisible killer, trendy home appliance to curb child deaths. Daily Mail. Wood burning stoves must be phased out to curb a concerning rise in air pollution-related child deaths, senior medics urge today. The Ecologist. United Kingdom. Child health threat from wood burners. The Ecologist. Wood burners in urban family homes should be phased out to protect children's health, leading pediatricians have said. The Guardian. United Kingdom. Phase out urban wood burners in UK to protect children's health, say doctors. The Guardian. One key recommendation is to phase out domestic wood burning in urban areas, assist rural residents to transition away from wood as a primary. That's why we're calling on the government to prioritize taking national action and tackle the top causes of small particulate matter PM2.5 and. One key recommendation is to phase out domestic wood burning in urban areas, assist rural residents to transition away from wood as a primary. The Guardian. United Kingdom. Knowing polluting impact of home fires could modify behavior, study finds. The Guardian. Voluntary regulations for burning wood and coal to heat homes could help tackle impact on air pollution. Lester Mercury. Top pediatricians calls to scrap urban wood burners to protect children. Lester Mercury. In a statement, the Royal College of Pediatrics and Child Health recommended that the government phase out domestic wood burning in urban areas. Lester Mercury. Top pediatricians calls to scrap urban wood burners to protect children. Lester Mercury. Doctors say that wood burners should be phased out in urban homes due to the health risk they pose to children, according to a warning from the Leicestershire Live. Lester Mercury. United Kingdom. Leicester. New wood burning stove law needed to see them banned, doctors say. Leicestershire Live. Lester Mercury. Wood burners in urban family homes should be phased out to protect children's health, leading pediatricians have said. A new position statement. The Mirror. Top pediatricians urge ban on wood burners in cities to protect children's health. The Mirror. Warm fire flames, logs burning in Clearview domestic multi-fuel stove burner inside home UK. Wood burning stove. The Mirror. United Kingdom. Wood burners in urban homes should be phased out to protect children's health. The Mirror. The Royal College of Pediatrics and Child Health RCPCH has released a new position statement calling for action to curb air pollution in the UK. MSN. United Kingdom. Top pediatricians call for ban on invisible killer, home appliance. MSN. Read more. Doctors call for crackdown on invisible killer, wood burners. Wood burning stoves must be phased out to curb a concerning rise in air. SDV News. United Kingdom. Scotland. Scottish government U-turns on wood burning stove ban in new builds. SDV News. The Scottish government has U-turned on its plans to ban wood burning and peat stoves in new build homes. The regulations restricting the use of The Times. United Kingdom. Ban urban wood burners to protect children's lungs, doctors plead. The Times. Leading pediatricians have called for wood burners in urban family homes to be phased out to protect children's health as doctors warn that they. Wales Online. United Kingdom. Wales. New wood burning stove law needed to see them banned, doctors say. Wales Online. One key new recommendation is to phase out domestic wood burning in urban areas, assist rural residents to transition away from wood as a primary. Yahoo. United Kingdom. Doctors issue urgent warning over popular household feature. Yahoo News UK. Doctors are raising the alarm, suggesting that wood burners be 21B. United Kingdom. Scotland legislators U-turn delaying wood stove ban in new construction. RAWSEP View. At the same time, United Kingdom pediatrician are noting the adverse health effects of wood smoke. Scotland cowardly backtracks on controlling known air pollution from inside residential wood burning. Article headlines sorted by publisher. BBC. United Kingdom. Scotland. Ministers pause ban on wood burning stoves. BBC. The Scottish government has temporarily dropped restrictions on the installation of wood burning stoves in new build homes or conversions. The Daily Mail. United Kingdom. Scotland. Yet another U-turn as ministers scrap ban on wood burning stoves. Daily Mail. A ban on wood burning stoves in new build homes has been scrapped following a major U-turn. The Scottish government announced it has lifted the ban. The Herald. United Kingdom. Scotland. Stephen Camleon. The SNP's U-turn on the wood burning stove ban. The Herald. The SNP has U-turned on their wood-burning stove ban with Climate Minister Alastair Allen temporarily pausing guidance issued earlier this year. MSN. United Kingdom Scotland. Heat pump humiliation and wood burner backpedaling the SNP's net zero mission has. MSN. Heat pump humiliation and wood burner backpedaling the SNP's net zero mission has turned into a farce. The Pinnacle. Scotland reverses wood burner ban amid backlash. The Pinnacle Gazette. Evram Agassi. Scotland's government has made headlines recently with their surprising reversal on the ban of wood-burning stoves following significant backlash. Aberdeen and Grampian. United Kingdom Scotland. Government pauses ban on wood-burning stoves. Aberdeen and Grampian Chamber of Commerce. Ministers in Scotland have temporarily dropped restrictions that ban new homes and buildings from installing wood-burning stoves. The Telegraph. First heat pump humiliation, then wood-burner backpedaling. The SNP's net zero mission is a farce. The Telegraph. Banning wood-burners might sound great in Edinburgh's shiny corridors of power, but darn awful to those living in rural areas who rely on them too. West Coast Today. United Kingdom Scotland. SNP scrap wood-burning stove ban following rural backlash. West Coast Today. The SNP have scrapped plans for an effective ban on the installation of wood-burning stoves after a backlash from rural communities. Why Yorkshire Live. United Kingdom Scotland. Wood-burning stoves U-turn as new build homes ban scrapped. Yorkshire Live. SNP ministers have performed a significant U-turn as they voted to scrap a ban on wood-burning stoves in new build homes. 21C United Kingdom fine for wood-burning pollution. Brits could face £300 fine this autumn if they live in these specific locations. Daily Mail. Smoke control areas. These rules mean that only some people with a wood-burning stove or open fire will pay a fine for using it. 21D United Kingdom. Leicestershire Live. Leicester Mercury. Roads may be closed due to smoke and ash. Protection against wood-burning stove owners told take action after first £300 fine. 21E United Kingdom. RAWSEP View clean energy heat pumps are the most clean when powered by electricity, but this is powered by propane, which is also cleaner than indoor residential wood burning. From the article. Grant launches air source heat pump for residential applications. PV Magazine. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity in relationship to residents against wood smoke emission Particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. The novel propane heat pump has a coefficient of performance of up to 4.9 and can reportedly achieve a flow temperature of up to 55 C. United Kingdom UK-based heat pump provider Grant Engineering has unveiled a propane R290 air source heat pump for applications in residential buildings. The new products come with a 7-year warranty. Designed for use with the Arona Smart Controller, the Arona 290's operation can be managed with ease. 22 Europe. PM2.5 The European cities where residents enjoy the cleanest air. ENDS Europe. Particulate matter PM2.5 with Uppsala topping the rankings. The 13 cities with average PM2.5 concentrations below the WHO's. 23 Portugal. Sorted by publication. ABC News. Portugal. Portugal declares a state of calamity as wildfires rage out of control. ABC News. The Walt Disney Company. We are still at high risk for forest fires over the next 48 hours. AP News. Portugal firefighters stretched to limit by wildfires as smoke visible across border in Spain. AP News. Thick gray smoke and the smell of burnt wood reached some 85 kilometers across the border into northwest Spain. Portugal travel warning as Foreign Office changes travel guidance. Foreign Office warning for Portugal holidaymakers after 7 deaths. Copernicus atmospheric monitoring. Portugal. Wildfires rage across northern Portugal. CAMS tracks their impacts. Copernicus atmosphere monitoring service. PM2.5 refers to particulate matter that is 2.5 microns or smaller in diameter, as a result of which it can penetrate deep into the respiratory system. National Public Radio. NPR. Portugal declares a state of calamity as wildfires rage out of control. NPR. We are still at high risk for forest fires over the next 48 hours. Thick gray smoke and the smell of burnt wood reached some 85 kilometers 50 miles. Wales Online. Wales and Portugal. Wales Online. What other televised images showed visibility reduced to a few meters as orange smoke enveloped the terrain. 24 Germany. Heat pumps. RAWSEP View bad news whenever fossil fuels or indoor residential wood burning is used instead of clean energy heat pumps. From the article. Why Germany's heating revolution is stalling. DW09-202024. DW. It's a signature project of Germany's environmentalist Greens. Instead of heating homes with fossil fuels, Germans should use heat pumps based on Germany. Publications. Kostenforschung Helmholtz blocks. Secondary inorganic aerosols SIAs are major components of fine particulate matter PM2.5, having substantial implications for climate and air. Germany. Inside Climate News Newsletter. September 19, 2024. A Trump debate comment about German energy policy leaves Germans perplexed. Germany and the United States. Germany tried that the former president said. What was he talking about? RAWSEP View. Unfortunately, the renewables that replaced coal-fired plants in Germany included the dirty renewable biomass wood burning. Wood burning emits 2.8 times the PM2.5 and CO2 as the fossil fuel coal burning. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity in relationship to residents against wood smoke emission Particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. September 19, 2024. Former President Donald Trump debates Vice President Kamala Harris for the first time during the presidential election campaign at the National Constitution Center on September 10 in Philadelphia. 10 tough climate questions for the presidential debate. In his closing statement at last week's presidential debate, Donald Trump made a blink and you miss it comment that earned a pointed response from the German government. You believe in things like we're not going to frack, we're not going to take fossil fuel, we're not going to do things that are going to make this country strong whether you like it or not, he said to his opponent Vice President Kamala Harris. Germany tried that, and within 1 year they were back to building normal energy plants. For German audiences or anyone who has followed Germany's decades-long push to move away from fossil fuels and nuclear power, Trump's comments made little sense. They also showed the peculiar place Germany holds in global energy discourse as an example that can be used to argue for or against just about anything. Germany has had enough successes and failures that one observer can say, for example, that the country has been a model for deploying renewable energy, while someone else could focus on how some of the same policies have provoked public backlash. Germany's Federal Foreign Office issued a statement responding to Trump on September 11th. Like it or not, Germany's energy system is fully operational with more than 50% renewables, the office said on X. And we are shutting down, not building coal and nuclear plants. Coal will be off the grid by 2038 at the latest. P.S. We also don't eat cats and dogs. That last part was a winking reference to Trump's unfounded comments about Springfield, Ohio residents. Germany's Minister of State for Europe and Climate also offered an opinion contradiction with facts and humor that is the right answer to disinformation. By the 2000s, Germany was a leader among the world's largest economies in embracing wind and solar power. You have to remember that energy is not just electricity. Germany's electricity system has made a steady shift from fossil fuels and nuclear to renewables. Wind, solar, and other renewables were 54% of the country's electricity generation last year, an increase from 24% in 2013. For comparison, renewables were 21% of U.S. electricity generation last year, up from 13% in 2013, according to the Energy Information Administration. But outside the electricity sector, Germany has struggled to make a shift away from fossil fuels, including on heating buildings and transportation. This brings us to Trump's comments about normal energy plants. Trump could have confused gas-fired power plants with liquefied natural gas terminals. Natural gas is not a major fuel for power plants in Germany, but it is for heating buildings. The country got the majority of its natural gas from Russia, but phased down those purchases in 2022 in response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. To replace Russian gas, Germany is building liquid natural gas (LNG) terminals to process gas imports, including from the United States. The construction of LNG terminals remains controversial in Germany, opposed by environmental advocates who would like to see the nation use cleaner fuels for heat, rather than spend money to set up infrastructure for additional gas imports. It's not clear what Trump meant. Trump argued that Harris's change of heart on fracking isn't genuine, and she will try to ban it if she's elected president, which he hopes will resonate with voters in Pennsylvania, where fracking is big business. This is puzzling because the president has limited authority to ban an industrial process like fracking. 25 Ukraine. Residents in Kyiv told to stay indoors as air pollution blankets the Ukrainian capital. Yahoo News UK. Officials warned about an increased concentration of suspended particles such as dust, soot, and smoke in the air. New wood burning stove law. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity in relationship to residents against wood smoke emission Particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Kyiv Ukraine AP authorities in Ukraine advised residents in the capital Kyiv to stay indoors Friday as air pollution partly caused by fires in the region blanketed the city. Ukraine's Ministry of Environmental Protection and Natural Resources said the pollution was a result of the burning of peatlands and other wildfires in the region combined with autumn temperature fluctuations. The capital woke up to thick smog with the rancid smell of blazing fires in the air. Some people were spotted wearing masks. The Ukrainian capital topped the list of the most polluted major cities early Friday in a real-time database by IQAir, a Swiss company that monitors air quality levels. Its air quality in the city came down in the ranking later in the day. Kyiv's Department of Environmental Protection and Climate Change said that the likely cause of this is fires in the Kyiv region. Fires have been reported in the Vishhor district, around 20 kilometers, around 12 miles, north of the capital. Officials warned about an increased concentration of suspended particles such as dust, soot, and smoke in the air. In some areas of the city, air pollution levels have reached the maximum of the 100-point scale. While human-driven climate change does not directly cause fires, it can increase the risk of wildfire as warming temperatures and increasingly dry air, trees, and soil can make it easier for fires to spread. Forest fires around the world have worsened in recent years, with almost twice as much tree cover burning in 2023 than 20 years ago, according to the World Resources Institute. Wildfire smoke can cause air quality to deteriorate even many miles away from fires. The main concern from the wildfire smoke is fine particle pollution known as PM2.5. Fine particle pollution can cause short-term problems like coughing as well as long-term impacts on the lungs and heart. Pollution is a major health concern, with one major study estimating that pollution kills around 9 million people globally a year. Residents in Kyiv were advised to close their windows, limit time spent outdoors, drink plenty of water, and use an air purifier. September 20th, 2024. Updated September 20th, 2024, 6:41 a.m. 26 China. Efficacy of China's clean air actions to tackle PM2.5 pollution between 2013 and 2020. Nature. From 2013 to 2020, PM2.5 abatement became increasingly challenging, with the average cost of reducing 1 unit of PM2.5 concentration in Phase 2, 27 India. Lancet study flags air pollution as the new smoking bigger risk factor for brain strokes. The Indian Express. Experts analyze the damage potential of the pollutant PM2.5, 28A heat pump rebates. Articles sorted by publisher. ACHR News. Heat pump rebates. Embracing the future of energy efficiency with the Inflation Reduction Act. Air conditioning, heating, and refrigeration news. ACHR News. Our HVAC technicians can help homeowners assess their own unique comfort needs when seeking out more sustainable heating options like heat pumps, and these unexpected and hidden costs can be a barrier for some homeowners, causing them to put off making the switch from gas furnace to heat pump. ACR Journal. Heat pump rebates the United States. STAR launches major industrial heat pump study. ACR Journal. Heat pump design and improve the efficiency of industrial heating processes. STAR is calling on businesses from industries in the brewing, food, heat pump myth-busting facts. ACR Journal. A heat pump is typically 3 or 4 times as efficient as a gas boiler, which means you don't have to buy so much energy. And that means lower. C. The cool down. Heat pump rebates. The government is shelling out $14,000 or more for home upgrades. The cool down. What about a heat pump to keep your home at a consistent temperature? You can get a rebate for that too. And it could save you thousands on your annual energy bill. Thanks to the Inflation Reduction Act, homeowners can now receive up to $8,000 in rebates when installing a new heat pump system. The government is giving away up to $8,000 for this amazing HVAC tech, the cool down. Some homeowners can't afford the upfront cost of heat pumps, but now there's an $8,000 rebate to make it easier. Dandelion Energy. Heat pump rebates in United States. Dandelion Energy launches groundbreaking high-efficiency geothermal heat pump. Think Geo Energy. Leading home geothermal company Dandelion Energy has launched Dandelion Geo, a geothermal heat pump with market-leading efficiency and energy in depth. Heat pump rebates. Fact check: are heat pumps the solution to heat waves? Energy in depth. With increased temperatures putting traditional HVAC systems to the test, environmentalists see the opportunity to promote heat pumps as the only the energy mix. Heat pump rebates in Canada. Heat pump surge faces hurdles with new refrigerants, lack of technicians. The energy mix. Electric heat pumps are winning big on comfort and cost in Canada, but experts warn of bumps in the road ahead as the industry adapts to new Europe. Heat pump rebates in Europe. Sauermann acquired by Verdair Group. Cooling Post. EU project will tackle R290 heat pump safety. Europe. A new EU project is to develop guidelines for installers and consumers using heat pumps that Gothamist. Heat pump rebates. Climate Week Climate Science Fair return to NYC this weekend. A breakdown of events. Gothamist. The second phase is a hybrid system that uses a structure's pre-existing heating system when it's below freezing. Above freezing, a simple heat pump. HVP Magazine. Heat pump rebates in United States. Industry's first Heat Pump Week launches on September 23, 2024. HVP Magazine. The inaugural Heat Pump Week launches next week, 23-29 September, to help raise consumer and industry awareness of the technology. Green.TV Media. JD Supra. Heat pump rebates. Preliminary data. IRA Energy Efficient Home Improvement Credits. JD Supra. Electric or natural gas heat pump water heaters. Electric or natural gas heat pumps and biomass stoves and biomass boilers have a separate aggregate. LG Electronics. Heat pump rebates. United States. LG expands line of inverter heat pump water heaters with new models. PR Newswire. LG Electronics USA has expanded its line of Energy Star certified inverter heat pump water heaters with 2 new models featuring MSN. Heat pump rebates. It could save you thousands on your annual energy bill. MSN. With the Inflation Reduction Act, homeowners can now receive up to $8,000 in rebates when installing a new heat pump system, providing a massive boost. OpenPR. Heat pump rebates. Geothermal heat pump systems market future projections. OpenPR.com. Geothermal heat pump systems market harnesses the Earth's stable underground temperature to provide efficient heating and cooling solutions for PHCP pros. Heat pump rebates. Carrier drives transformative impact of electrification on HVAC solutions. Pros. PHCP pros. Rebate programs launching in most states. Carrier completes Department of Energy's Cold Climate Heat Pump Challenge transformative innovation set. PV Magazine. Heat pump rebates. IEA calls for stronger solar wind integration measures. PV Magazine. September 19, 2024. The novel heat pump can reportedly heat air to up to 49 C. Its full load heating capacity is of up to 63,000 BTU per hour. Dandelion unveils residential geothermal heat pump with coefficient of performance of 5.2. PV Magazine. The novel heat pump can reportedly heat air to up to 49 C. Its full load heating capacity is of up to 63,000 BTU per hour. Are Rewiring America. Heat pump rebates. Your guide to the Inflation Reduction Act. Rewiring America. TechCrunch. Heat pump rebates and the United States. Karman Industries hopes its SpaceX-inspired heat pumps will replace industrial boilers. TechCrunch. The startup will use turbomachinery to develop a heat pump capable of generating industrial-grade heat. U.S. News. Heat pump rebates. Best HVAC companies in Detroit, Michigan. 2024. USNews.com. Heat pumps are an efficient way of heating and cooling the home, but because they transfer rather than create heat, some models aren't as efficient. 28B heat pump rebates in United States. Dandelion Energy launches world's most efficient geothermal heat pump. Contracting business. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity in relationship to residents against wood smoke emission Particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Proprietary technology enables the system to heat air to a higher temperature than other heat pumps. Dandelion Energy launches groundbreaking high-efficiency geothermal heat pump. September 19, 2024 by Think Geo Energy. The Dandelion Geo by Dandelion Systems. Dandelion Energy, the leading home geothermal company in the United States, has announced the launch of Dandelion Geo, a geothermal heat pump that has the highest efficiency of any heat pump on the market. The Dandelion Geo's industry-leading features include market-leading heating performance up to 63,000 BTU per hour and up to 5.2 COP, made possible by a proprietary heat exchanger technology and refrigeration circuit design. Simplest installation: a single electrical circuit, automatic flow control, unparalleled airflow flexibility, and integrated ground loop, pump soft start, and monitoring make this unit exceptionally straightforward to install. 28C heat pump rebates and United Kingdom. You're no longer having battles over whether to turn the heating up or off. The Independent. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity in relationship to residents against wood smoke emission Particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Heat pumps are fundamentally more efficient for a fairly simple reason. Unlike a traditional boiler, they aren't forced to generate heat, you're no longer having battles over whether to turn the heating up or off. The Independent's tech editor sits down with director of Whole House Renewables company Your Energy Your Way to talk all things heat pumps, from modern installations to future innovations. Friday, September 20th, 2024. It is a much more comfortable way to heat your home. She looks back on her 4 years of heat pump installation. You have none of that kind of rise and fall. Oh golly, the gas has gone off now. I'm feeling a bit chilly. I'd better put the heating back on again. Your house is just at a constant temperature. You only really notice whether the heating is on or off, and you don't really know what temperature it is outside. So I have to look at the little display inside the house before I decide whether I need to put on a coat or not, because it's not clear from inside whether it's really freezing outside or just cold. And this is in a very ordinary house. She likens the experience to a fridge. You don't worry about whether your fridge needs to be switched off at a given time or whether it is working too hard. You just let it do its thing. A heat pump is much the same whether it's cold or hot outside. You can leave it running, and it will stabilize the temperature. Current heat pump models are between 3 and 5 times more energy efficient than gas boilers. Their efficiency. It made sense for customers at Whole House Renewables company Your Energy Your Way were primarily concerned about their environmental impact. The main reason behind the growing interest in the technology is how sustainable they are. She sells people on just how comfortable they are. That's not to say they're inefficient, just the opposite. Current models are between 35 times more energy efficient than gas boilers, according to the International Energy Agency. If you are concerned about energy efficiency, then they can be a dramatic way to cut the amount of power that your house uses. Heat pumps are fundamentally more efficient for a fairly simple reason. Unlike a traditional boiler, they aren't forced to generate heat, they just move it. If your house is too cold, then they bring heat in from the outside, and if it is too hot, then it does just the opposite. It is a straightforward theory, but one that brings a profound change in both the efficiency and feel of your house. There are some drawbacks, she notes. Heat pumps run constantly rather than just when they are needed, and this means that their fans are always whirring around, which sounds to her like the steady grumble of a fridge. Nesta, the innovation charity, runs a Visit a Heat Pump scheme where people can go and listen to both the sound of the heat pump as well as the experiences of their owners. The installation. For a week or two, you'll have people moving through the house. Heat pump installation requires a few other changes, such as often adding or moving hot water cylinders, which might need access to other parts of the house. And at the moment, services can be expensive, not because of the complexity, but because the rareness of heat pumps mean that those able to do those services will probably have to come from further away. The installation is not complicated. You find the spot, which is possible even in older houses built before central heating, get the equipment installed, and then let it get to work. It makes life a little simpler in other ways too. You're not having battles in the house about whether you've got the heating on enough or not. You just set it to a temperature, and it just keeps it there. That's the most efficient way to run a heat pump and the most comfortable. 29 PM2.5 and brain stroke. PM2.5 pollution linked to increased brain stroke risk, surpassing smoking daily pioneer. As winter approaches and smog becomes a concern, a study published in The Lancet has sounded alarm that fine ambient particles like PM2.5 in the 29 BPM2.5 and heart arrhythmia. Uncovering the link between pollutants and arrhythmia risk. News Medical. The study revealed that prolonged exposure to air pollutants, especially PM2.5, is linked to a higher risk of arrhythmias. A 10 μg superscript 3 increase in PM United States. 29 CPM 2.5 and lung cancer. Association between air pollution EGFR mutated lung cancer replicated in French study. Precision Medicine Online. Particulate matter less than 2.5 micrometers in diameter dubbed PM 2.5. There is data showing that any increment of 5 micrograms per cubic meter. 29 DPM 2.5 and Parkinson's disease. Air pollution drives higher Parkinson's risk and worsens symptoms in affected patients. News Medical. Studies suggest that particulate matter PM 2.5 and ultrafine particles can cross the blood-brain barrier, causing inflammation and oxidative. 29 EPM 2.5 and Parkinson's disease. Air pollution exposure increases risk for Parkinson's disease. Health Day. The researchers found that greater exposure to particulate matter with a diameter of less than 2.5 micrometer PM 2.5 was associated with increased PD risk, and this exposure to air pollution linked to increased risk of Parkinson's disease. MedPage Today. Increased exposure to air pollution in the form of particulate matter with a diameter of 2.5 m or less PM 2.5 and nitrogen dioxide NO2 was 29 FPM 2.5 and postpartum depression. Does air quality cause postpartum depression? Science 2.0 PM 10 levels actual pollution like smog to PM 2.5. Suddenly air. No study has ever shown PM 2.5 to kill anyone. Impartial studies. 30 PurpleAir website and newsletter. What is particulate matter PM and does it affect air quality? Your Particulate Matter Guidebook. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity and relationship to Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates of 501c3 nonprofit organization. September 19, 2024. Updated 09-19-202 for originally published 112-82022. PurpleAir PM 2.5 monitor website. https www.purpleair.com logs blog home. Particulate matter 101. Particulate matter 101. What it is and how can you control its effects? The United States Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, identifies 6 criteria air pollutants that contribute to air pollution and negatively impact air quality. Particulate matter PM is one of those pollutants. But what is it? And what does it mean for you? This blog will cover the following topics: particulate matter PM, where PM can be found, health and environmental effects of PM, what you can do about PM. Particulate matter PM. Particulate matter is the term for a mixture of solid particles and liquid droplets found in the air. PM basics. EPA, unlike other criteria pollutants such as O3 or CO, PM isn't just one substance or chemical. Rather, it is a complex mixture of solids and aerosols composed of small droplets of liquid, dry, solid fragments and solid cores with liquid coatings. Carb. Essentially, PM is a bunch of different things that float around in the air, such as smoke, dust, pollen, or soot. Size. Because a similarity in composition doesn't exist between particulates, PM is generally sorted by size range. PM 2.5 particles in this size range are 2.5 microns in diameter or smaller. These are generally referred to as fine particles. Examples of PM 2.5 include wildfire smoke, combustion particles, organic compounds, metals. When discussing air quality, you will hear people refer to things like PM10 or PM 2.5. Different sizes of PM interact with the body and with the environment in different ways. Thus, a distinction between size ranges is generally useful. Where can particulate matter PM be found? I'm going to sort the sources of PM into 3 categories: outdoor sources, indoor sources, and hyperlocal sources. Outdoor sources of PM. According to the Utah DQ, outdoor PM can be produced by primary and secondary sources. Primary sources of PM can include particulate matter emitted from construction sites, wildfires, wood burning, gravel pits, agricultural activities, dusty roads, etc. These are things or activities that directly generate PM. Secondary sources arise in the atmosphere through complex chemical reactions. These are substances that float around in the atmosphere and through a reaction form PM. Examples of sources that release precursors that lead to these reactions include power plants, industry vehicles, small businesses, buildings, homes, etc. You can view readings from government sensors at https://geespub.epa.gov now, or you can view readings a little closer to home at https://map.purpleair.com. Indoor sources of PM. Below are some common sources of indoor PM you should keep in mind. The EPA identifies a number of common home activities that contribute to PM. These include using a fireplace. Hyperlocal sources of PM. The word hyperlocal refers to something that is limited to a very small geographical area. Definition from Merriam-Webster. We often label our sensors as hyperlocal machines because they only monitor the air that touches them. In this case, the sensors are hyperlocal because their coverage area is limited to a very small geographical area. A hyperlocal source of air pollution or particulate matter is one that only affects a very small geographical area. Some common outdoor sources are smoking, grilling, or trash burning. These events are on such a small scale that they might not even affect the next block over. However, if they are happening near your home, you'll want to keep them in mind. Health and environmental effects of particulate matter PM. So we've established what PM is, that it makes air quality worse and where it can be found. But what does that mean for you and your environment? Below, we'll dive deeper into the effects of PM. Health effects of PM2.5. Of the commonly discussed size ranges of particulate matter, PM2.5 probably gets the most buzz. This is because it has been shown to pose the greatest risk to human health. The California Air Resources Board groups the effects of PM2.5 by length of exposure into two groups: long-term and short-term exposure. Short-term exposures, which CARB defines as 24 hours or less, can cause or aggravate a number of health issues. These include premature mortality, increased hospital admissions for heart or lung causes, acute and chronic bronchitis, asthma attacks, emergency room visits, respiratory symptoms, and restricted activity days. Long-term exposures, which CARB defines as months to years, have been linked to premature death, particularly in people who have chronic heart or lung diseases, and reduced lung function growth in children. While all of this does sound grim, there are many things you can do proactively to mitigate your exposure to PM. What can I do about particulate matter PM? The EPA says that the best way to reduce PM is to reduce its sources. But what does that mean? If you are a fan of keeping windows or doors open, make sure there isn't any outdoor PM coming in that could be affecting your air quality. Additionally, run your HVAC systems to cycle air outside of the home. This will help with any pollutants that are already inside. If you don't have an HVAC system, you can purchase air purifiers to place around your home.